Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to krabsfx. This is day 13 of the prop firm journey, and today we're pretty much break even. As you can see right here on the day, we're up 0.3%, which is basically break even. We took 2 trades today, and we're going to be breaking them down. First, we started off with a loss on US30, which was a valid setup, but we got wicked out before price pushed down to take profit. So my entry here was a little bit early. That was the issue. I entered on a 1 hour fair value gap. But looking back at this, even if I entered a little bit higher on this 4 hour fair value gap, playing it safe, I also would have gone stopped out with my 50-point stop loss. So this was just a loss overall. But I did have my short-term direction right, which was bearish. So price wanted to fill some of these larger gaps, which it was risky. Now looking back, it was the same type of price action as the previous video, where there was a bunch of fair value gaps inside one of another, which is called a liquidity void, and my stop was basically still in that liquidity void. So I understand why I got stopped out here. It was because this 4 hour fair value gap was still active. Like, price is still reaching for it right now. And then we could see a reaction off of it right here. But for going forward, next time I'm not going to look to take trades when there's so many fair value gaps inside one of another. Like, if I draw up my rectangle, like, all of this is a liquidity void, meaning price could react off of any one of these levels and then have a reaction. So looking back, this wasn't the best setup, but it was following my fully fixed bearish bias, so that's why I took it. I was expecting price to bounce off this 1 hour gap right away, right at 9:30 a.m., following my bearish bias and filling a 1 hour fair value gap. So that was the move I wanted to see, but price wanted to reach a little bit further up into this liquidity void, or into all these fair value gaps up here, before giving me a little move down. But we took an L here, minus, let's see exactly what it was, minus about 1%, yeah, minus 1% L. And then we took a win on NASDAQ. We're gonna break this down. We closed 80% here at my 1 to 2 RR, and I was leaving runners towards this previous day's high. So this was the idea right here, targeting previous day's highs liquidity, which is an area where orders are sitting, where price is likely to draw to, especially when I have my bullish bias. So 4 hour candle closing bullish, and most importantly the daily candle closing bullish. So I was only looking for buys, and as you guys could see, this entire week, this entire week, month has been very bullish for NAS. So buys are the best option. Even long term, NASDAQ should only be buys pretty much. But looking at the weekly closing bullish, daily bullish, 4 hour bullish, I was looking for buys here. I was not wanting to sell NASDAQ, so that's why I had a bullish bias. But then at 10:39 a.m., which is late outside of my trading time is 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., but this was a valid setup following our fully bullish bias. So we had a 1 hour imbalance get filled right here. As you can see, this entry was a sniper entry. It was a perfect entry with about 0 drawdown. Maybe if we zoom in here, we had a tiny bit of drawdown. If we look at when we executed here, right here, price reacted right off this 1 hour imbalance. It also didn't fully fill it 100%, but it filled it about 95%. So I took it off the rip right there, being my second trade for the day. and then price pushed up right here. Let me draw out my arrow here. So price right here, we entered off this 1 hour imbalance being filled about 95%. I didn't wait for it to get like fully filled 100% because we're fully bullish bias, and I was expecting a move right off of here, which is what happened. And price pushed up to my 1 to 2 RR, and I closed 80%. And the reason I did that was because we took this loss before, and I wanted to secure something on the day, secure something on the week to make sure we ended a green week. And it was pretty much a break-even week. If we go on here, weekly, up 0.4%, and the prop account is sitting at break-even right now. Let's see here. Let's refresh. But yeah, prop account is sitting at break-even pretty much. We started off with some drawdown, but we're going to keep going and see what we could do. But so far, I'm feeling pretty confident. It's just not the best start to the account, but it's not something I'm worried about. I just got to focus on taking better setups and avoiding setups like these, and where my stop is like in a liquidity void, because price could have reacted anywhere here, which it did, and then gave me my move. So NASDAQ gave me my better move today, and I closed my partial right here, closed 80% on my 1 to 2 risk to reward. So once price pushed to 1 to 2 RR, or maybe it was a little bit before 1 to 2 RR, because I wanted to secure something to make sure it's a green week and a green day. But I left my 20% runner targeting these previous day's highs up here at a 1 to 3 RR, but we got tapped to break even. I moved my stop to break even at 1 to 1 RR, which was when this candle pushed up 1 to 1 RR, we moved our stop loss to break even, being risk free. Then we pushed to 1 to 2. I closed 80% of my position, leaving 20% to run for these highs up here. But unfortunately, we got tapped break even on my runner, which is this right here, this $15. So that's the break even. But pretty much this was a valid setup. As you can see, it tapped my break even, and now it's continuing back up. I'm pretty sure it's high probability that we will target these previous day's highs because of how bullish we are on NASDAQ right now. But as you can see here, 1 hour imbalance filled, and we threw everything into our journal here. We're gonna throw this in as well. Bias was bullish Friday. Let's see. Alright, yeah, we already threw this in. I'm tripping. So this cancel. Alright, yeah, so here's our trade. Points we caught about, let's see, 80%, about 55 points. So I'm gonna throw, we caught about 55 points. So we're gonna throw that in right there. 55. One to 2, but we closed a runner, so it wasn't really 1 to 2, it was a little bit less. But leaving that runner was a good idea because I wanted to target these highs. And if I didn't close anything, this would have just been a break-even trade, and I wouldn't be up on the week, I wouldn't be up on the day. I wouldn't have made up back that loss that we had before. So that was a good play on my end. I'm pretty happy with that and how I managed that. So yeah, let's just finish this. Throw in my screenshot here. Fill that, and let's throw in the details of this trade. right there, and we're gonna write right here that closed 80% at 1 to 2, and we left a runner. We left the runner targeting previous day's highs because we were fully bullish bias, so probabilities were pretty high, but we got hit break even, so that's fine. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. On the account right now, we are break even. Unfortunately, I mean, it is fortunate because we're not in any drawdown. I mean, minus 50, but that's nothing. But here, if we look at our account balance, we started off pretty rough into some drawdown. Not crazy drawdown. The biggest drawdown we had was minus 3%. Minus 3% was the biggest drawdown we had. And we got ourselves out of that by just sticking to our plan and sticking to our risk to reward. So what I'm going to focus on going forward is sticking to my risk to reward and closing partials when price is in an area that looks like it should be rejecting off of or reacting off of. And closing partials, I think, is going to help me out a lot. I'm not going to do it on every setup. I'm only going to do it when price has a fully fixed bias, meaning when like daily candles and 4-hour candles are aligned and closing bullish, or vice versa, bearish. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys aren't in my Discord yet, hop in here. We're calling out trades in here. Let's see here. Calling out trades in here. We got, bros up. We're giving out trade ideas in here. Got my free resources. We're networking in here, guys. So hop in here. Links in the description. 100% free, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Break even on the week. Up about 0.4% on the day, which is basically break even. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Peace.